It is the year 1890. Two young sannyasis have been meditating for the past 7 days in silence. But they are not in a forest. They are, in fact, in the midst of the metropolis of Mumbai, and they are meditating next to the Mumbai Devi temple, the deity whose name Mumbai carries. They are none other than Swami Brahmananda and Swami Subodhananda, the direct disciples of Sri Ramakrishna, on one of their many travels across India. This scene signifies the role that Ramakrishna Mutt and Mission Mumbai continues to play even today, an oasis of peace and spirituality in the financial and commercial capital of this country. This is the story of the first 100 years of Ramakrishna Mutt and Mission in Mumbai. Just 2 years after the events of the Mumbai Devi temple, there came to Mumbai a man with an extraordinary destiny, then an unknown sannyasi, bursting with barely concealed power within. In 1892, Swami Vivekananda was on his journey of discovery of India. Mumbai was one more stop in this journey. During his 1892 visit, he spent nearly 2 months in Mumbai. He stayed with Barrister Chabil Das at his Nepensi Road house. He used this time to study some rare Sanskrit books available only in Mumbai. While staying at the barrister's bungalow in Borivali, he did a deep study of the Kanheri caves. The Kanheri caves, a 2000-year-old Buddhist monastery, presented a glimpse of what organized monastic life looked like in the ages past. So inspired was Swamiji by the Buddhist Chaitya Hall that he used it as one of the key elements in the design of the Universal Temple at Belur Math. On his way out from Mumbai, Swami Vivekananda had one more momentous encounter with Bal Gangadhar Tilak. The Swami went on to stay with Tilak for 8 to 10 days in Pune. Swami Vivekananda visited Mumbai a second time in 1893, en route to meet the Maharaja of Khetri. His brother disciples Swami Brahmananda and Swami Turyananda came from Karachi to meet him. During this meeting, he said to Swami Turyananda,
Hari Bhai, I am going to America. Whatever you hear of as happening there is all for this. For this alone, everything is being arranged.
Further, he visited Mumbai a third time on the eve of his departure to the West in May 1893. It is here that he took on his now famous attire, the ochre robe and turban, and confirmed the name Swami Vivekananda, which was printed on 100 visiting cards. On May 31st, 1893, Swami Vivekananda sailed to America. Years later, in 1971, a grateful country would commemorate his historic voyage from Bombay Harbour with a grand statue at the gateway of India. Thus, Mumbai played a small but significant role in the unfolding saga of Swami Vivekananda and Sri Ramakrishna. On Swami Vivekananda's return from the West, the Ramakrishna Mutt and Ramakrishna Mission was set up with its headquarters at Belur, Howrah. During the first 25 years, 1897 to 1922, the Ramakrishna Mission steadily grew to become a nationwide, nay, a global organization. Meanwhile, in Mumbai, 2 direct disciples visited in quick succession, 1905 and 1906, just 3 years after the Mahasamadhi of Swami Vivekananda. Swami Ramakrishnananda came in 1905 for the birth anniversary celebrations of Sri Ramakrishna, hosted by Kalipada Ghosh. He delivered 3 lectures at this time. Swami Abhedananda visited Mumbai in 1906. a public reception was held in his honor. Both these events were held at the Framji Kawarji Hall in Mumbai. But Mumbai had to wait another 18 years to get its own centre. The time was ripe for a centre in 1923, when Swami Sarvananda of Chennai visited Mumbai. He gave a series of stirring lectures that attracted the intelligentsia of Mumbai. This led to a pull for a centre to be set up in the city. As a result, a nucleus centre was set up in a rented flat in Santa Cruz opposite the Lakshmi Narayan temple under the stewardship of Swami Vishwananda. The formal opening of the ashrama took place on Akshay Tritiya Day, the 19th of April 1923. 2 years later, it was in January 1925, Swami Shivananda, direct disciple of Sri Ramakrishna and second president of the Ramakrishna order, visited Mumbai. He not only gave a fresh spiritual impetus, but also inspired the group to create a permanent home for the ashrama. Swami Shivananda became the motive force behind the permanent centre. As a result, all-out efforts were made, and within a month, a plot of land was purchased in Khar, the current premises of the centre. In February itself, Swami Shivananda laid the foundation stone of the new ashrama building. Within a year, the temple was ready, and Swami Shivananda returned in December 1926 for the formal consecration of the temple. During the consecration, Swami Shivananda himself installed the photo of Sri Ramakrishna. During this period, he also showered his blessings on the new ashrama. In times to come, the Lord's work here will have splendid success. He is managing His work. We are simply instruments. In the first 4 years of the Mumbai Centre, nearly 700 lectures were delivered by various Swamis of the order, which built widespread awareness and support for the new ashrama. In 1932, the new temple was blessed by the presence of another direct disciple, Swami Vijnanananda. The temple got a further spiritual impetus when the relics of the Holy Mother were installed in the temple by Swami Akhandananda in 1934 on the Jagadhatri Puja Day. Swami Akhandananda is another direct disciple of Sri Ramakrishna and the third president of the Ramakrishna order. Thus, the Ramakrishna movement in Mumbai has been spiritually nourished by no less than 9 direct disciples of Sri Ramakrishna. The temple, set up in 1926, continued in the same form for the next 38 years, inspiring spiritual seekers for a generation. It was only in 1965 that the Universal Temple of Sri Ramakrishna, the present imposing edifice, was consecrated by Swami Madhavananda, the 9th president of the order. When the new Universal Temple came into being, the older shrine was converted into a temple dedicated to the Holy Mother, Sri Sharada Devi. This has become a much loved aspect of the Mumbai Centre. This arrangement, set up in 1965, continues even today, while much else has changed and expanded around it. During this period, the ashrama has been led by several generations of steady and wise leaders. Thus, the sapling which was planted in 1923 has steadily grown into a mighty tree of spirituality in the city of Mumbai. In the coming sections, We will explore the dimensions of this tree. The Ramakrishna Mutt and Mission in Mumbai is built around two temples, the Universal Temple of Sri Ramakrishna and the Temple of Holy Mother, Sri Sharada Devi. The purpose of the temple is to create a spiritual awakening. Swami Ranganathananda describes the Universal Temple. Today you need a new type of temple, which will make for a change for the better in your own character. That is what Sri Ramakrishna is going to give. He never started a new religion. He never preached any creed or dogma. He only blessed every human being. Let your spiritual consciousness be awakened. The Universal Temple is open to people from all faiths and creeds. Swami Vireshwarananda describes it. By direct experience, Sri Ramakrishna realized that all religions led to the same ultimate goal, namely God realization. That experience he put in a few words. As many religions, so many ways to God realization. Hence, Sri Ramakrishna and his temple stand for the unity of all religions. The theme of universality is carried through in the interior of the temple in Mumbai. All along the walls of the main hall are paintings of religious teachers, saints, prophets, and incarnations of the world's major religions. The temple is uniquely organized so that spiritual seekers have a place for meditation and spiritual practices and can approach the divine through prayer and worship.
मंदिर में साधन तो करना ही चाहिए, साथ साथ प्रेयर करना चाहिए। प्रार्थना करो, श्री राम कृष्ण से प्रार्थना करो, होली मदर से प्रार्थना करो। मुंबई में स्पेशली माँ का टेम्पल जो है वो यूनिक। रामकृष्ण मठ मिशन में एक सब जगह मत या कोई जगह नहीं है। हम लोग भी देखे, भक्त लोग भी कहते हैं महाराज माँ वहाँ बैठा है।
Worship within the temple goes on with clockwork regularity. Regularity of the day, regularity of seasons. Regularity across decades. Festivals are an opportunity for all-round development.
इन फेस्टिवल्स में जो भक्तगण उपस्थित होते हैं उनको ज्ञान भी प्राप्त हो, भक्ति का वृद्धि हो एवं 3 कर्मयोग के द्वारा वो सेवा कर पाए। ये 3 हमारा उद्देश्य रहता है। और दूसरा है वॉलंटियर्स, सुबह 4 बजे से प्रसाद बनाना, डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन करना, सब एकदम आनंद पूर्वक करते हैं, सेवा के भाव से करते हैं। तो इन दोनों के वजह से साल भर का उत्सव या अनुष्ठान रहते हैं वो सफल पूर्वक संपन्न होते हैं।
Furthermore, there are special events for sincere spiritual seekers. Vedic chanting has been a tradition in Mumbai Mutt since the 1980s.
ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते
Thus, in the Ramakrishna Mutt, Mumbai, we see a constant worship of the Lord in the idol and the Lord in the hearts of the devotees and spiritual seekers. Over the past 100 years, the Ramakrishna Mission has been contributing to several communities in and around Mumbai. The first area of service is to enable the urban poor with quality, affordable healthcare. Swami Vivekananda tells us,
He who sees Shiva only in the image, his worship is preliminary. He who sees Shiva in the poor, in the weak, and in the diseased really worships Shiva.
what began as a small charitable dispensary has become a multi-speciality hospital, serving over 1 lakh patients a year.
Watchmen, maid servants, auto rickshaw drivers, all such people need a place which is subsidized. Here, all our sadhus from the beginning have been trying to see how best we can serve the poor so that we give quality work and at the same time it is not burdening the patient.
When you see people going home, becoming cured, all right, then you know there is some Shakti here. There is some grace, some Kripa, which is working, and that I believe is grace of Sri Ramakrishna.
All different classes of people are treated alike.
Thakur says, you look after my patients, I'll look after you.
Because the mutt is over here, there are prayers going on over here, so it's really like a blessing for everyone, even for the patient as well as the staff.
बहुत अच्छा देख रेख होता है, डॉक्टर भी अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह बहुत अच्छे हैं, हमको इत्मीनान होता है.
In addition, medical outreach camps are also being carried out, taking medical services to the doorstep of those who need them. The second area of service is to enable Adivasi communities through an integrated development model. Swami Vivekananda tells us,
Your work is to serve the poor and miserable without any distinction of caste or color, and you have no need to think about the results. Your duty is to go on working, and then everything will follow of itself.
this has meant helping the community at 3 levels. At the level of physical well-being, economic well-being, and cultural well-being.
सबसे बड़ी बात है जो वहाँ पर सेवा भाव से सभी लोग डॉक्टर सब वॉलंटियर सर्विस देते हैं, उनका इतना आंतरिक भाव से करते हैं, जो पेशेंट सेवा लेते हैं वो भी संतुष्ट हो जाते हैं, जो परिचालना करते हैं वो भी संतुष्ट भाव हो जाते हैं.
A similar all-round development model is being implemented in Jawar and Vikramgarh talukas in the nearby area. The third area of service is helping the youths and children in Mumbai build self-esteem, strength, and love for the nation. Swami Vivekananda inspires us with these words.
My faith is in the younger generation, the modern generation. Out of them will come my workers. They will work out the whole problem like lions.
This has meant helping youth and children through 2 methods. by empowering them through Swami Vivekananda's life and message, and by supporting their scholastic development.
बॉम्बे में जगह नहीं है पढ़ने का, घर में तो इतना आदमी लोग रहते हैं, डिस्टर्ब होता है, तो स्टूडेंट लोग इधर आके पढ़ने के लिए, उसका अपना एग्ज़ाम के लिए, तो इसलिए ये लाइब्रेरी बहुत कामयाब होता है सबके लिए।
The fourth area of service is enabling spiritually sensitive individuals to come in touch with elevating ideas and ideals. As Swami Vivekananda said,
My whole ambition in life is to set in motion a machinery which will bring noble ideas to the door of everybody, and then let men and women settle their own fate. We are to put the chemicals together. The crystallization will be done by nature according to her laws.
the Mumbai Center takes spiritual ideas closer to people's lives through several means.
जिन्होंने देखा है, उनके साथ बात की है, उनको कैसा लगा उनके बारे में, इसका वर्णन हर एक व्यक्ति कर रहा है। तो ये पढ़ने से हमको ऐसा लगता है कि हम श्री रामकृष्ण को देख रहे हैं।
Books and ideas are made available through a number of avenues, not only through the bookstore and library in the mud premises, but also through stalls and mobile book vans during events, and through the lectures and weekly online classes by the Swamis of the order.
The way Swamiji has put forth his ideas, the way he has put religion, its correlation to our day-to-day life, that the believer in any faith can bank upon these ideas and can fortify his spiritual life in his own desired path.
And the fifth area of service is providing humanitarian relief to those affected by natural disasters and calamities, keeping in mind these words of Swami Vivekananda.
Come, let us give up this false fear, and having faith in the infinite compassion of God, gird our loins and enter the field of action.
Ramakrishna Mission Mumbai has a long history of providing relief, from the Gujarat flood relief in 1927 up to the Latur relief between 1993 and 97, and the COVID relief as recent as 2020. Through all these service activities and contributions, the mission silently and steadily works for the welfare of the people in and around Mumbai. In the last two sections, we explored the spiritual foundations of the Ramakrishna Mission Mumbai and the contributions and service activities being carried out. These two are tied together by Swami Vivekananda's unique philosophy of service, that each soul is potentially divine, and to serve man is the highest form of worship.
मी जी सेवा करतो ती ईश्वराची करतो, पेशंटची नाही, मनुष्याची नाही, प्रत्यक्ष देवाची, शिवाची, शिवभावी जीवसेवा. आणि माझ्या जवळ जे लोक येतात ते प्रत्यक्ष भगवानच आहे. या भावनेने आपण लोकसेवा केली पाहिजे.
This philosophy of service becomes a living ideal when it is practiced and lived on a sustained basis by a community of seekers, by monastics who have not only dedicated their lives to this high ideal, but are also role models, by committed devotees, volunteers, and spiritual seekers who are making sincere attempts, and finally, by the larger group of spiritually sensitive individuals who are influenced by the Holy Trio. The multifarious activities of the Mumbai Center may be seen in the light of this philosophy of service. At the roots are the spiritual foundations. Simultaneously, there is silent service and contribution to various communities in and around Mumbai. It is tied together by the unique philosophy of service lived by the monastics, committed seekers, and others. It is a mere 100 years since Ramakrishna Mutt and Ramakrishna Mission Mumbai began its silent contribution. The deep spiritual impact can hardly be estimated. The intellectual impact is also difficult to estimate. Perhaps it is only the visible service activities that can be somewhat measured.
स्वामी विवेकानंद हम लोग को कह कर गया कि 1500 साल चलेगा, तो वो हिसाब करें तो 100 साल कुछ नहीं। ये तो अभी सुबह हो रहा है।